if I were to divide this, just like we've been doing, what would you do first? All right, get my revealer and figure out where I start, right? Is 3 less than 1, or will 3 go into 1?
No.
Will it go into 12? Is it less than 12? Yeah, so I could do this, right? And if I did that, I have an arrow there, right? And if I were to divide this out, you could use your little cheat sheet and go 3, 6, 9, and so on, right? Most of you know that 3 times what equals 12? 4. Now, if I went 3 times 4 is 12, I subtract, I get 0, 3 is less than 0, check, and I did all of this, and then I bring the 0 down, and I did 3 going to 0, 0 times, and 0. Okay, do I need to do all of this stuff? No. Little secret, guys. If it's zeros, just like when we were multiplying, all you have to do is add the zeros, okay? So 3 goes into 12 4 times, the rest were zeros. So if I had all these zeros here, that means I would have a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 0 here, right? The key here, though, is starting in the right place. Would I have gotten the same answer if I started with my 4 above the 1 and then made the rest zeros? No. So when we start doing our 2-digit dividing, which is what we're starting today, the number one thing people make the mistake is starting in the wrong place. All right, so when we're dividing, let's just say I'm dividing 30 into 1, 2, 0, 0, 0. A lot of people will go, oh, 3 goes into 12 4 times, and the rest are zeros. Okay? And if you do that, you're wrong. Because you didn't do what you've been taught the whole time for the last week, which was find out where you start. And this is why I did this before. Is 30 less than 1?
No.
Is 30 less than 12?
No.
Then why did we start there? See, this is where it's going to come into play today. Is 30 less than 120? So that's where I'm going to start, is here. Okay? And I have so many 5th graders every year that say, oh, I'm dividing it by 3. Really? This problem says 30, not 3. So if I'm dividing 30, I'm doing just like I did before. Is 30 less than 1? No. 30 less than 12? No. 30 less than 120? Yes. That's where I would start. What does that mean for all these zeros back here? I know these are all zeros, right? I just have to figure out what that first number is. Well, I don't know my facts. I don't know my 30 multiplication facts, right? If I get my cheat sheet out, there's no line that I could go down to 30 and start going by 30s, right? No. However, I do know my 3s, right? Couldn't I go to my 3s and start skipping across? Do I know my 3s all the way up to 120? If I use my cheat sheet, does it go 3, 6, 9, 12, all the way up to 120? No. Do my 3s go up to 12? Yeah. And if I used my 3 and I went 3, 6, 9, 12, I figured out it would be 4. So do I put my 4 here? No, why not? That's not where I'm starting. My arrow is telling me where I'm starting. That would be a 4. Okay? So far, so good. Everybody with me? Let me show you another one just so we can get started. So if I have 70 into, let's just do this. All right? What do? Figure out where you're starting, right? Just like this before. Is 70 less than 2? Is 70 less than 21? Again, it's not 7, it's 70. Is 70 less than 210? So I start there, right? Which means all the rest of these would have an answer, right? Let me give you a hint today. other than the first one, all of these would be 0, right? All I got to do is figure out what that first number is. Well, to do that, do you know your 70s up to 210? No. Do you know your 70s at all? No. But you do know your 7s, right? Do you know your 7s up to 210?
No.
Do you know your 7s up to 21?
Yes.
How many times will 7 go into 21? 3 times. So my answer is 3. Everybody with me? Oh, one person's gonna say, oh, wait a minute. Yes, ma'am.
That's not supposed to be there. It's
Oh.
supposed to be under the area.
Oh, yeah. Is 70 less than 21? Then why would I start there? That arrow says I need to put that here, not over here. This is going to be very, very important today. Because when we start doing 2-digit dividing, if you don't start in the right place, you're done for the whole problem. Okay? Any questions on this? This is the basics. You got to know how to do this before I can give you the real problems. All right? Everybody with me? Good? Watch this. Today, if I give you something like this, can we do this yet? No, I'm not going to teach you how to do this yet. All I want to do today is estimate. I want to round. Now, am I going to just round this number? No. Round this one. We're going to take this and make this into an easier problem. So instead of saying 43s, 43 is hard to figure out. You don't have a 43 cheat sheet on there, right? But if I round it, first of all, what would this round to?
40.
How much?
40.
40. If I rounded that, now do I know how to do my 40s? Yeah, because I know all I got to do is do my 4s, right? Everybody with me here so far? Now, watch this. Is 40 less than 2?
No.
Is 40 less than 26? Is 40 less than 268? Yes. So I know I'm going to start there, right? Which means all of these have numbers. Now, what have we already learned real quick? Before I even go on, I could do something real quick and be done with this almost. Which ones are zeros? Other than the first one, all the rest are zeros, right? Everybody with me so far? Good? Okay. So now all we got to do is figure out what that first number is. Do you know your 40s up to 268? No. But I do know my 4s. Do I know my 4s up to 268?
No.
No, that's too high. What if I slid it over and said, do I know my 4s up to 26? Yes? No? Some of you are going, yeah. Get your cheat sheet out, and if you look at it, it goes 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Where is this 26 in between? Which two numbers is that 26 in between that the 4 will divide into evenly?
24, 28.
24 and 28, right? 4 will go into 24 evenly, right? And 4 will go into 28 evenly, right? So I just want to do even numbers today. What we're doing is compatible numbers. Compatible means these make it real easy. 4 goes into 24 evenly, and 4 will go into 28 evenly, right? It doesn't go into 26 evenly. If I did that, it would have a remainder, right? We don't want remainders today. I just want that number that's above it. Remember, I've been telling you go above and then back up? Today, I want that above number, and I want that below number. Okay? Because if 40 goes into 24 evenly, how many times will it go into there evenly? 6 times, right? And 4 will go into 28, how many times? 7. So I'm gonna tell you right now, the reason we're doing this is when we go to do our real 2-digit dividing, your answer is probably either gonna be 6 or 7, okay? I want you to find that number above and that number below today, because when we start getting into the bigger numbers, it could go either way, and you'll learn and you'll see why tomorrow, okay? So we're looking for those two numbers, because when we estimate, and we are estimating a division problem, I want to find two answers, the one above it and the one below it, right? So it could be a 6 or a 7 with these two zeros, right? So your possibilities could be 600 or 700. Everybody with me here today? Today, this is your answer. All the numbers behind the first, so today you're going to find out where you start, right? All the numbers behind that are going to be 0. You just got to find that missing first number. And when you divide it out as normal, just like you've been doing, and remember we've been going, and then we got, oh, too high, back up. I want that number that's too high, and that number that's just right, and those are going to be two of your answers, okay? Some of you are looking at me going, watch, we'll practice, okay? It's the same steps every time. So if I did, oh, let's do that. Oh, big, huge number, oh my goodness. We're not trying to answer the question today. We're just estimating it using our compatible numbers. First thing I got to do is figure out where I start, right? Is 69 less than 3?
No.
34?
No.
346?
Yes.
So my answer starts there, which means
The rest is
these are all zeros, right? So that's a 0, that's a 0, that's a 0, and that's a 0, right? I'm just looking for this missing number. So, do I need to worry about 8215, all that back here?
No.
No. So, if I did this, I'm going to here, right? Forget all that other stuff back there. I'm going to divide 69 into 346. How many of you know your 69 multiplication facts? You don't. So what do you need to do to make this easier? Come on, guys. Stay with me. What is? Round it. What am I rounding 69 to? So I'm going to use my 70s, right? Do you know your 70s into 346?
No.
No. Do you know your 7s into 346?
No.
No. Do you know your 7s into 34? Yeah. Look at your cheat sheet. Going straight across, right? In fact, here, let me pull up my cheat sheet so you guys can follow along. All right, so here we go. I'm doing 7s, right? And I need to get 7 to 34, just like we've been doing, right? Ready? 7, 14, 28, 20, I'm sorry. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. 35 is too high, right? That's my high number. So 35 is my high number. What was my low number? What was the one right before it?
28.
28. So 28 is my low number. Okay? I want that higher number and I want that lower number. So now, how many times will 7 go into 35? 5 times. How many times will 7 go into 28? 4. And to finish it, what do I need to do? Add zeros. How many zeros am I adding? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So the reason we're doing this is because we are saying that if I were to divide 69 into 3,468,215, your answer would be somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000. Okay? That's what we're doing today. We're just trying to find that first number. One more. Step 1. Do what?
Find your waist.
Find where I start, right? Okay, so is 38 less than 2? 23?
No.
234. Okay, so I start there, which means the rest are zeros. So how many zeros do I have?
2.
How many?
2.
2 zeros here, right? So now, again, do I know my 38's up to 234?
No.
No, so what do I have to do? Round this to what?
40.
40. Do I know my 40's up to 234? No. But I know my 4's, right? Can I do 4 into 234? How about 4 into 23?
Yeah.
How many? So I go to my cheat sheet again. Here we go. And I'm doing 4 to 23, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Oh, 24 is too high, right? That's my first number that's too high. So 24 is the number above it. What's the number below it? 24 is too high. 20 was just below it, right? What's 24 divided by 4? 6. What's 20 divided by 4? 5. To finish it off, what do I do? 2 zeros. So I'm saying my answer would be somewhere between 500 and 600. Okay? Any questions?